just by being in a vehicle that I'm able to own and drive. And we are lucky enough to live in a country where we can drive everywhere and have amazing roads all over the place. And San Diego in particular has amazing infrastructure for highways and byways, and it's pretty epic. That's a couple different reasons right there. There's a nice weather out today. It's just about perfect right now. We can be very grateful for that in San Diego, but just about anyone in the world can be grateful for the fact that there isn't a current storm right now, or that they're not being swept off of the ground by torrential winds or anything else like that. So having the ability to live in moderate temperature is a really cool thing that a lot of people probably forget to take for granted each morning when they get up to go for work or to wherever they're going for the day. So 3 other reasons. I'm sure we've got multiple that we could think of. Right now I'm staring at a fire hydrant across the road, and maybe we forget that those are there. They're everywhere. Guess who else is there? The fire department. That means we live in an area that has an infrastructure well enough that we can pay these firefighting professionals to be able to provide services for us like that, which is another one. There's 4, just the fact that we know if our house starts burning down, there's probably someone to come help us with it. Not everywhere in the world has that. We have amazing transportation in a lot of different places in the world. Sometimes we forget how easy it is for us to get somewhere. So maybe the 5th can be how awesome our transportation is here in San Diego, all around the U.S., and in lots of first world nations. We have amazing public transportation as well as private. I'm utilizing my own private transportation right now, but it's pretty amazing that it can be this turnkey and this, literally, easy for me to drive and commute myself to wherever I'm going. Pretty cool thing that we often take for granted as well. I think we're at 6 now. Everything I'm looking at around me right now shows that nobody's really having too much hardship in my direct vicinity. It looks like it's moderate temperature out. There's beautiful plants everywhere, and maybe those are something we should all kind of remember are giving us our oxygen every day and everything else we need, like to live and breathe. And I'm seeing greenery all around me on both sides of the road, and that's pretty amazing. If we have the ability to grow this greenery, even though we're in a drought here in California, and it's been a drought for quite some time, we still have enough green and enough moisture to have these plants that are feeding us with oxygen. That's pretty amazing by itself. Number 7, there's tons of power lines right above me, and that's kind of indicating to me that, wow, they're everywhere, and there's probably a reason for that. We have tons of power and all the electricity we need to do pretty much anything we want. All the electronic devices and everything that we have, we can power them right up and charge them. We're not in the middle of nowhere or stuck without this charging ability. If we didn't even have these kind of batteries and charging abilities that we have now, just a couple decades ago, you couldn't just charge up a phone that puts you on the internet and lets you touch its screen and take you anywhere you want in the World Wide Web, that charges up and lasts for days just by plugging it in at night while you sleep. Pretty amazing infrastructure of electricity pretty much everywhere in the world, growing. Even third world nations now have really cool electrical grids and natural sources of electricity, like solar, and there's a 8 right there. We have abilities to pull natural energy from places that we didn't before. Pretty amazing. And other people in the world, you know, not just the first world nations and the big houses putting solar on their roof to cut down on their electricity bill. There's people who are really able to power their boats or their houses in different parts of the world where they can live with very little power just off of what the sun or the wind brings. So that's a pretty cool one right there. 9, there's an amazing infrastructure in most areas now in the world to buy food, in areas where other people sell food. So maybe just the network of other people we have around us, and the fact that there are enough people in the world to make enough jobs for people to sell food. There's multiple grocery stores right around me that I'm passing right now, that we just passed. All different places where you can get food. So it's not a scarce item, and in a lot of places of the world, even third world nations, there are places that you can buy food, and maybe just remembering that there's somebody there able to sell that food, you know, gives you the opportunity to buy it. And we often take for granted the fact that the store is open, the fact that there's people in the store selling things, and the fact that we're able to get the nutrients we need relatively with ease in a lot of places. It's not always that case, but if it is, another thing to be grateful for. Can't forget that. We're still eating, we're still fed. I think we're near 9 now, if we haven't hit that one yet. But at 9, safety and security is a pretty big one for me, and I kind of think of this because we're going past a military station right now, and some military vehicles. It's pretty cool to be in an area where you are safe enough and you don't have to worry about your life every day or being shot at or anything like that. Not everyone in the world has that ability, but being safe and knowing that you don't have any political turmoil that might rip your life apart at any individual moment is a pretty cool feeling. And it's pretty amazing to know that you don't have that fear. I guess you wouldn't know that you don't have that fear if you're not somebody who's been in that situation, but for those people, you know, those other people who have it a lot worse than the majority of us. Number 10, the ability to express yourself. Right now I'm speaking on a YouTube video, putting this out for anyone who wants to click on it to look at my video and stare at my face while I drive to work, and I'm talking about the things that I think in life might be important reasons to remember to be happy. It's kind of cool that I can express myself in this way with no one around me, just me in the car here, and I'm able to express myself and talk to the world and tell them about what I think about whatever it is. There may be nobody who watches this video, or there might be a few people. Maybe I'll find out what people like more and what makes other people happy. Maybe even if I find one reason that I didn't think of that there is to be happy in my life or anyone else's, putting a video out there is entirely worth it. Otherwise, I might have just driven to work and listened to a song, but not gotten any expression or media out there to the world and not communicated with the rest of the world. So I think expression and being able to express yourself and communicate the way we can nowadays is pretty epic and pretty cool by itself. Alright, well, I think we've gone through a good number of 10 reasons to be happy for today. We had a list from yesterday, and today I just kind of winged it, and we thought of a few on the drive to work, and I'm sure that we're going to think of 1,000 more relatively soon. If you guys are watching, feel free to leave in the comments that, you might have your own ideas of how to be happy. Please let me know what you think, let the rest of our viewers think,